And the only prescription is more Cowbell. I got a fever. More Cowbell.
A hot summer night fell like a net. I gotta find my baby yet. I need you to soothe my head, turn my blue heart to red. Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. No pill gonna cure my heel. I got a bad case of loving you. A pretty face don't make no pretty heart. I learned that money from the start. You think I'm cute, a little bit shy. Mama, I ain't that kind of guy. Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. No pill gonna cure my heel. I got a bad case of loving you. You like it on top. Tell me, mama, are you gonna stop? You had me down 21 to 6. Smile of Judas on your lips. Shake my fist, knock on wood. I got it bad and I got it good. Doctor, doctor, give me the news. I've got a bad case of loving you. No pill's gonna cure my heel. I got a bad case of loving you. Woo! Yeah. Robert Palmer, bad case of loving you. Oh, woo. That'll get you going. Oh, thanks so much for coming by. It's Wednesday, so it must be Wednesday with Wendell Live. So are you tired of the COVID-19 yet? Are you stuck in the house? Have you turned off the news channel yet? Well, tonight we're going to talk about pandemics, okay? I mean, have you sat around and said, what is a pandemic? Maybe not. But we're going to talk about pandemics tonight. We're going to talk about what some of the most deadly pandemics were. We're going to talk about what some of the other causes of death are in the United States. But we're also going to talk about how to avoid the viral infection. So, although some of the topics are not, happy-go-lucky, it's something we need to talk about. But I've only picked happy songs tonight. They're all songs about medicine. So go grab your Purell. Go get your face mask. Get yourself 6 feet away from the computer there, and we'll get started. All right? Yeah. Okay. So let me find out where I'm supposed to be next. Hold on. I don't have a producer. I need a producer here to help me run all this stuff. Yes. All right. So let's have a look. Let's see who stopped by. Bear with me. I'll flip over to the chat, see who we got. And let me just call out. Hey, I want to just say, last time I had my show, I realized I was rushing myself. So I'm going to try to slow down a little bit. You do get a little hyped up because with the music playing and everything. But I missed some people in this chat, and I felt very bad about that. So I need to slow down a little bit. So bear with me. If we got some dead space, well, it's dead space. It's a live show, and I'm down here in my studio. It just is what it is. And, well, I'm sure you're on self-isolation, so you can't go anywhere anyway. So let's see who's here. I think Susan was the first one by. Susan, thanks so much for coming by. Noggy's here, New Orleans girl. Paul Ackerman's here. Paul's coming all the way from good old United Kingdom, so it's like 1 o'clock in the morning there. Paul, thanks so much for coming by. We're going to talk about a song later that Paul helped me with. As a matter of fact, it is one of the most popular songs on my channel right now, with over almost 400 views already in less than a week. New Orleans girl, Jelly Duck. Hi, Jelly Duck. And Dennis came by. Dennis, hopefully you got your network all fixed up. Probably not. You're probably doing this via cell, I bet, because you told me earlier today that your network was really knocked out. Joan Bum, great that you could make it. Sorry I don't have a sunrise for you guys. Dennis and Joan Bum and a bunch of other of the Joan friends do a sunrise live stream every Saturday and Sunday. It's really pretty cool if you ever get a chance to see it. Let's see if there's anybody I missed. And let's see, there we go. Okay, I think we got everybody. Thanks so much. So what's been going on with Wendell Live? Well, I haven't been going anywhere, that's for sure. Oh, wait, I have been going someplace. I get to go to the mailbox every day. That's exciting. So I have done that. Let's see what else. Here we go. So I did, people who are familiar with me, I travel a lot. And I've canceled 3 trips already. I'm about ready to cancel a 4th trip because of all the virus issues. I have turned off the news. I got tired of listening to the news, but I have explored the YouTube community. Let me tell you, I know you guys are here, so you must be in the YouTube community. There's some great people out there, a lot of nice folks. A lot of them are here in the chat today, and they're all doing good things and trying to entertain us while we're stuck in the house. So as I mentioned, Paul and I put together a parody, Corona, and I posted that on Thursday. It was sort of a pop-up music video I did. I did it all in one day. Paul sent me the video. We're going to talk about it later, but I guess I'm talking about it now. Paul sent me the guitar playing on it, and I put the video together in about 6 hours, which is record time, just so you know. We're now entering our third week of social distancing. But remember, it's not house arrest. You're not on house arrest. So get out, get a walk, go run, go ride a bike, whatever you can do. I've told some of you already, I'm thinking of holding a driveway concert once it warms up. I think I'm going to go out in go out in the driveway and try to entertain anybody who might come by. And as I said earlier, I got a note here. I'm going to slow down a little bit because little much. I get hyped up with these songs. That's what happens. So see if I missed anything. So Dennis says, yeah, I've set up minimal network at least. That's good. Dennis had a electrical storm knocked out all his internet. And let's see what else we might have. Yeah, those drone sunrises are pretty cool, folks. And hey, Dennis and Drone Bump, feel free to post your link to any of your former sunrises. It's fine by me. Those things are beautiful. Let me just tell you. What they do, just so you know, there's about 3 or 4 of them, and they'll start on the East Coast, and then they go across the country with the sunrise. So one will do it, and then the next one does it. It's really pretty cool. All right, so I told you we're going to talk about pandemics. So what is a pandemic? First, I'm going to get a drink of water. And if you haven't noticed, or you're going to notice, all the songs have like a doctor theme or a drug theme, but they're all happy songs. Trust me, all happy songs. So let's see. What's a pandemic? There's different levels of disease based on how widespread it is in the community. First level is an endemic. So an endemic is pretty much a specific disease in a community or a particular region. Then, for example, an endemic could be like chickenpox in the United States or malaria, something that's pretty much all the time, but it's contained in an area. The CDC estimates that half the world's population lives in a risk where there's malaria. Also, hepatitis B is also found in most parts of the world. So epidemics occur when the disease spreads. An epidemic, as opposed to endemic, epidemic occurs when the disease spreads outside of the original area. And there's some movement of this. An epidemic may be restricted to a larger general location. Some examples, because epidemics happen in certain seasons. There's whooping cough that happens in the spring. You got measles that happen in March and also in the wintertime. We have influenza. If you remember, we had the Zika virus, which was in Brazil and Latin America in 2014, and also the terrible Ebola, which came in the West Africa. Those are called epidemics because they're in a specific region. Now, an epidemic does not have to be contagious. Think about this, because, for example, West Nile virus, it's not contagious. You get it from a mosquito. Also, in 1997, the World Health Organization declared that obesity was an epidemic. And also, currently in the United States, the U.S. is experiencing opioid epidemic. Of course, we know that. Finally, there's a pandemic. And a pandemic is an epidemic that's spread over several countries or continents and usually affects a large number of people. Now, pandemics can occur in agricultural areas too, not just in health issues, but livestock, crops, fish, trees, those types of things. So a disease or condition that's not a pandemic, but merely because it's widespread or kills many people, it also has to be infectious. So so it's not just a pandemic if it's a disease that's widespread. It has to be infectious also. For instance, cancer is responsible for a lot of deaths, but it's not considered a pandemic because it's not infectious. So what are the examples of the current pandemics? There are current pandemics other than COVID-19, which you know about, I'm sure. AIDS is a current. HIV and AIDS is currently still a pandemic. It has infection rates as high as 25% in Africa. But they have been able to reduce the spread of this based on some very good, what's the right word, training and education. All right, so we're going to move on to the next song. And before I do the next song, let's just have a look. New Orleans posted the link for Dennis. Excellent. Now, Dennis probably can't do that because he doesn't have his network. And, okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. And you guys are welcome. You guys do great shows. So, also, Paul, catch up with Paul. Paul, you want to post your link? Go ahead. He's getting back into music. He's been away from music for a while. He's trying to get back into it. He played the guitar for me, as I said, in that one song. He did a great job. He's got a small little page just getting started, so go take a look at it. Paul, if you want to post your link up there, please go ahead. We're all about helping each other out and having fun, and that's what it's all about. Okay, next song. Huey Lewis and the News. Can you guess what it is? Anyone? I Want a New Drug. All right, we're going to do I Want a New Drug. from 1984. Is number 6 on the Billboard charts. Lewis wrote this song on his way to a meeting. He's in his car, or he's being driven in a car, and is going to a meeting and started thinking about this song and wrote it in the car. And it's not about drugs at all. So this is not a drug song, although it says I want a new drug. Lewis, you may have known this, Lewis sued Ray Parker Jr. and Columbia Pictures because Ray Parker put together a song for Ghostbusters, and he thought it sounded a lot like I Want a New Drug. They settled out of court. There's a number of mashups out there between Ghostbusters and I Want a New Drug. I might do that in the future. It's pretty cool. As I said, they settled out of court, and so that's that about that. So let me get back to where I was. There we go. Hey, I forgot. I forgot my slide I put together for what is a pandemic. But you know what? We're moving on now because it's time to do another song. I want a new drug, one that won't make me sick, one that won't make me crash my car or make me feel 3 feet thick. I want a new drug, one that won't hurt my head, one that won't make my mouth too dry or make my eyes too red, one that won't make me nervous, wondering what to do, one that makes me feel like I feel when I'm with you, when I'm alone with you. I want a new drug, one that won't spill, one that don't cost too much or coming uphill. I want a new drug, one that won't go away, one that won't keep me up all night, one that won't make me sleep all day, one that won't make me nervous, wondering what to do, one that makes me feel like I feel when I'm with you, when I'm alone with you, I'm alone with you, baby. Want a new drug, one that does what it should, one that won't make me feel too bad, one that won't make me feel too good. I want a new drug, one with no doubt, one that won't make me talk too much or make my face break out, one that won't make me nervous, wondering what to do, one that makes me feel like I feel when I'm with you, when I'm alone with you, I'm alone with you, yeah, yeah. want a new drug. Huey Lewis and the News. Love it. Woo. Yeah, you gotta calm down after all that. Oh, let's go back to the chat. That way I can calm down a little bit. The CDC wants a new drug. Send them the song. That's a good one, Dennis. Oh, hey, Rants with Roger. Thanks so much for coming by, man. Glad to see you. Oh, yes. Let's see if there's anybody else out there. And, yeah, Mr. Halber's in the house. Excellent. Okay, perfect. All right. All right, and Dennis is in with Paul. Excellent. So let's get on this. Let's keep going. Keep going because I know you guys got other things to do tonight, and Paul, he has to get back to sleep. All right, so do I have my right screen up? I got to see here. Yep, okay. Got the right screen up. Okay, perfect. So the most deadly pandemics. I'm going to talk about the 3 most deadly pandemics there ever were. So the most, let's see. Let me see which order I got these in here. Okay, so the 3rd most deadliest pandemic is the one we just talked about, and that is the HIV/AIDS pandemic. 36 million people have died from AIDS. That's from 2005 to present. It's, as you know, it's a deadly virus. It damages your immune system. There's currently 31 to 35 million people living with HIV. There have been some new treatments that makes it less deadly, and the annual global deaths since 2005 have been dropping significantly. So that is a good thing. The 2nd most deadly pandemic was the flu pandemic of 1918 to 1920. And that's one they talk about on the news right now a lot. Although I did tell you I turned the news off. But it was a deadly outbreak of influenza. It infected over a third of the world's population. Over 500 million people were infected. The mortality rate was between 10 and 20%. They had up to 25 million deaths in the first 25 weeks alone. 25 million people in the first 25 weeks. It was so deadly, it killed even the healthy young people. So this was a fairly significant event that took place. It's interesting. My parents were both born in 1919 and 1920. So they were born right in the middle of all this. The most deadly pandemic was the Black Death of 1346 to 1353. 75 to 200 million people died in this. If you watch Monty Python's one movie, I forget which one it is. It pretty much is this is talking about this event. But it was the plague. It was in Europe, Africa, and Asia at the time because that was the world at the time. Nobody knew about the New World, so to speak. They believe it originated in Asia and jumped from one continent to another from fleas and from rats. And the rats lived on the merchant ships. And back then, everything was, the port towns were pretty much the urban centers. And they were the perfect breeding ground. So those are the most deadly pandemics there were in the world, in history. So before I tell you about the new song, let me stop off in the chat real quick. Rants with Roger, a news anchor. Yes, sir. But news is good. And let me just see. Is anybody else? Old Times came by. Old Times, great to see you. Glad you could make it. And Susan, again, glad to see you here. Perfect. Okay. I was wondering, my daughter Madeline in, she said she was going to watch, but I haven't seen her name, so I don't know if she's watching or not. So she was on my pop-up happy hour a little while ago. Okay, so the next song. Song by Jackson Browne. Do you know this one? Can you guess what it is? Doctor My Eyes. March 1972, I was in high school. It was number 8 on the Billboard chart. It took him another 10 years to get a number 1 song. This song came out on his very first album. It wasn't until he hit it. He had a number 11 hit, but he never had another top 10 hit until 1982 with Somebody's Baby. If you remember that one. In this song, it's interesting. Graham Nash and David Crosby sing harmony in this song. And this song's been covered by a number of folks, including Jackson 5, Garth Brooks, and Wilson Phillips. All right, so let's see if we can find this. Dennis, you need to do some of these songs on your live stream. Dennis not only flies his drone, but he sings for you too while he flies his drone. It's a great combination. Okay. Doctor My Eyes. Doctor, my eyes have seen the years and the slow parade of fears without crying. Now I want to understand. I have done all that I could to see the evil and the good without hiding. You must help me if you can. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what is wrong. Was I unwise to leave them open for so long? 'Cause I have wandered through this world, and as each moment has unfurled, I've been waiting to awaken from these dreams. People go just where they will. I never noticed them until I got this feeling that it's later than it seems. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what you see. I hear the cries. Just say if it's too late for me. Doctor, my eyes, they cannot see the sky. Is this the price for having learned how not to cry? Doctor, my eyes, Jackson Brown. Yeah. Okay, hold on a second. Move back to this slide real quick. So, make sure I know where I am. Yes. Okay. So, I sort of started telling you about this story. And, Paul, please speak up if I got any of the story wrong. But I was sort of browsing around the internet like I do, and I saw this guy standing in his kitchen doing a song. was a parody of an old Bob Dylan song called Kareen Karina. And this is an old song.
Oh, Corona, Corona.
It's all the way from early 30s, I believe. And a number of people have covered it. And then Bob Dylan picked it up, in the early 60s. And made an American folk blues type of song.
Please, can you go wash your hands?
And I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at this song because it still makes me laugh.
I got a cough
So
that stings.
I said to Paul, Paul, this song is great. You've inspired me. I'm going to steal the song and do it.
I got a cough
And you know what
that
he said?
stings.
He said, go ahead. I've got more.
I
But
ain't
I
got
said,
no
well,
fever.
but I don't have the music for
Does
it.
that mean anything?
So Paul says, not to worry. I'll do it. I'll send you the music. So Paul plays the guitar on this for me because I couldn't find a backing track of this song because it's so obscure. And we worked across the continents here, him in the United Kingdom, me here in the United States, put the song together.
I had to wipe with a shoe.
We had a couple things we worked on and got it done. As I said, I did the song in less than 6 hours, which is, again, pretty fast. But I was able to find some of these funny things about Corona. The one thing, I want to mention to you, the one picture I didn't use because I forgot to use it. I was going to use it, but this guy had a mask on, and he had a little hole in it, and he had a ramen in the hole in the mask, and he put a cigarette. He had a cigarette in the hole in the mask, and he pulled the cigarette out and he blew the smoke out through the hole. I just thought that was clever.
I've been worried about Corona. I'm gonna isolate now.
This parody's been on my channel for a week, starting last Thursday, and as I said, it's almost at 400 views. It has been one of the most viewed songs I've had in a short period of time. So, Paul, I want to thank you. It was great working with you. We're going to collaborate again on some other things in the future. And again, thank you so much. I am so glad I met you. You're a lot of fun. And as I mentioned to you in a note to you, I get to England every once in a while. I hope to get there soon, and I'll try to run up to your place and say hi to you for the day. So, and there's Paul there. So before I move on, let me check in the chat. Paul, anything else you want to add? It was great working. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. That was fun. Yes, I love the dog walks himself because his owner had the virus and couldn't take him for a walk. Yeah, what a great and as I mentioned earlier, thank you, Paul. I'd love to come by. Love to come by. As I mentioned, over the last 18 months, which is about how long I've been working on the YouTube stuff, you just meet so many great people, and unfortunately, all these great people, a lot of the great people don't live close to you. But it's really been fun, and I've really enjoyed it. And I encourage you, if you haven't expanded out a little bit on YouTube, to go ahead and do that, because there's a lot of people out there that are just great people, and all they want to do is help. So, Jelly Duck, thank you so much. Yeah, keeping the music alive. You're exactly right. Okay, let me get back to where I'm supposed to be here. Okay, segment 3. We're coming up to the karaoke part pretty soon. So what are the leading causes of death? I mean, we've been talking every day. I think, was it 3,000, almost 4,000, somewhere between 3,000, 4,000 people that, it's over 3,000 now, people have died of the coronavirus. And I started asking myself, but what are the leading causes of death? Unfortunately, on my notes here, I have it backwards. I've got the, what are they here? The top 5 The top 5 causes of death. So the 5th most frequent cause of death is a stroke. 5.2. First of all, let me start off. I'm sorry, I'm confused you. In the United States, 2.8 million people died last year. Excuse me, in 2017. These are numbers as of 2017. So 2.8 million people died. 5.2% of those died from a stroke. Another 5.7, number 4, died of respiratory diseases like COPD, bronchitis, emphysema, asthma, those types of things. 6% died from unintentional injuries, also known as accidents. Accidents are the 4th leading cause in the United States overall. It's the leading cause of death for those between the ages of 1 and 44 are accidents. Let's see here. The second most cause of death is cancer, 21%. So we go from 6% was unintentional injuries, which was number 3. I said 4, but I meant 3. To cancer, which is 2.3%. Unfortunately, everybody has some degree of risk of cancer. They include age, sex, race. Some people have exposure to carcinogens. Some people smoke or have exposure to chemical pollutants. Also, there's some genetic factors that cause cancer. Lung cancer causes more death than any other cancer in both men and women. So, now the leading cause of death, I'm sure you know this because they talk about this a lot. The leading cause of death is heart disease. 23.5% of the deaths are because of heart disease. And more men die of heart disease than anything else, or than women. What are the remaining 5? Alzheimer's, diabetes, influenza. There are 55,000 people died in 2017 from influenza. This is in the United States. Kidney disease, and the 10th, suicide. That's sad. Suicide. So those are, what are some other things that causes of death? All right, enough of that. But again, something I just felt like I needed to share. But with that, normally I try to pick a song that's easy to follow and sing along with for karaoke. Whoops! I turned my clicker on here. I got to turn it off. Hold on. There we go. I had my little whatever they call that thing that goes like that. But I picked a little upbeat song because I wanted to be happy. I wanted to be going. Want everybody to be moving and tapping their feet. This is a song from 1966 by the Young Rascals. Good Lovin'. This song was originally done by another band, and the lead singer of the Young Rascals heard this song on the radio when he was in New York, and he said, "Hey, let's add this to our concert, to our playlist." They added it to their playlist. It became their very first hit single. It's number 108 on the best single of the best 1,000 singles ever. Good Lovin'. See if I can find it here. You ready? This one starts fast. Okay, now this is the karaoke, so I want you all singing along. And Paul, sing quietly because I don't want you to wake your kids.
1, 2, 3.
Good love, good love, good love, good love. I was feeling so bad. I asked my family doctor just what I had. I said, Doctor, Mr. MD, can you tell me what's ailing me? He said, yeah. Yes, indeed. All I really need. Now give me that good loving. All I need is loving. Good loving, baby. Honey, please squeeze me tight. Squeeze me tight. Don't you want your baby to feel alright? Feel alright. said, baby, it's for sure. It's for sure. I got the fever, yeah, yeah. And you got the cure. Got the cure. Everybody say, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, indeed. All I really need. Now give me that good, good loving. All I need is loving. Good, good loving, baby. All I need is loving. All I want is loving. Love you early in the morning. Love you late at night now. Love, love, la 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 love.
Woo! Good lovin', the Young Rascals. Yeah. Okay, I hope you weren't sitting still on that song. That's hard to sit still on. When I was, excuse me, my hair's looking weird as usual. When I was doing a lot of band work, I always loved doing that song. So let's see. Let me get back to the chat real quick. Got one more song coming up. One more segment. Hey, P. Picks up Leah, nice to see you. Glad you could stop by. Let's see if anybody else came in here. If I missed anybody, Ray. Hey, Ray, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And I love it. Jelly's dancing. I love it. There we go. You guys are great. You're just, you guys are just the best, man. Thank you so much. Okay, so. Let me get the right screen up here. All right, so we talked a little bit about all the bad stuff, right? Let's talk about the good stuff. That is, how can you prevent stuff? How can you prevent viral infections? I know you're sitting there going, well, they tell me all the time on the news. Roger that rants, he tells me all the time. I know everybody's telling you, but let's just go over it again, okay? Because it's worth knowing. Because it is just, we're all going to be sitting at home. Excuse me, not sitting at home, but we're all going to be at home for April mostly. I mean, look, it's your time to sit on the couch, watch Netflix, eat ice cream, and save the world. I think we can do this, right? We can do this. All right, so how can you prevent viral infections? All of them are good steps, are good, some good habits. As they say, wash your hands because you get germs on your hands. Washing them actually removes the germs from your hands, okay? Using sanitizer, 60% alcohol. So, you know, you can't just use, what do they say, Tito's tequila. It won't do it, okay? It's got to be 60% alcohol. That kills the germs on your hands. Maintain a healthy lifestyle. Don't forget that. Eat the right things. Your body can fight germs if you're eating properly. So, and you know what that means. Things like healthy diet, eat the right things, get your exercise, plenty of sleep. It's going to reduce your stress, helps you fight off the infections better. And unfortunately, a habit that a lot of people have, if you're smoking, try to reduce it as much as you can because smoking does impact your system's ability to fight germs. Stay hydrated. Drink enough water that you feel is appropriate for you. And common sense. Avoid sharing food. You know, we went through this whole thing of getting rid of straws. Well, now we got to just, you know, drink out of the glass and no straws anymore. But no sharing of food, no sharing of drinks. And as they say, keep the social distancing. It's not house arrest, as I said earlier. You're not on house arrest. So get out. Go for a walk. Sit on your front porch. Get some sun. Next thing I'm worried about, people are going to have vitamin D deficiencies. Clean surfaces frequently. You forget about germs that can be on your computer, on doorknobs, telephones, cell phones, those types of things. And also keep the things at home clean, faucets, handles, anything you touch on a regular basis. So, again, practice those good health habits, because I want you to be back here next time I have a show, which we're going to talk about that in a second. So I got one last song, and because I've always said you choose your attitude, right? You choose your attitude. So if somebody cuts you off, you can choose to be mad, or you can choose not to be mad, right? So choosing your attitude is a good thing to do. I decided The Future is So Bright. That's a song we're going to do. Timbuk 3, The Future's So Bright. Came out in 1986. I remember when this came out. MTV was big. It was a pretty cool MTV video. It only hit number 19. It was their biggest hit for Timbuk 3. The song came about because they were starting to have some success and starting to play a lot. And one of the band members, there's only two, the lady in the band, she goes, you know, our future is so bright, we're going to have to wear sunglasses. And hence, a song was born, as they say. For some reason, I haven't been able to find out, but the members of Timbuk 3 have refused to license this song. They were offered almost $1 million from AT&T. They were offered from Ford. They were offered money from U.S. Army and Ray-Ban for sunglasses, but they won't license the song. So not sure why. I never did find out why, but they have the reasons. So before we do this song, let me stop off in the chat again. As I said, I'm going to try to slow down. And let's see. Yeah, Roger, stick around. We're going to do this song in just a second. And New Orleans girl, hope you're doing well. And okay, let's get into this song so we can wrap up the show and Paul can get to bed. Oh, wait a minute. Before I do this song, I got to put my costume on. There we go. Perfect. Ready?
I study nuclear science. I love my classes. I got a crazy teacher who wears dark glasses. Things are going great, and they're only getting better. I'm doing alright, getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I gotta wear shades. I got a job waiting for my graduation. 50th hour year will buy a lot of beer. Things are going great, and they're only getting better. I'm doing alright, getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I gotta wear shades. Well, I'm heavenly blessed and worldly wise. I'm a peeping Tom techie with x-ray eyes. Things are going great, and they're only getting better. I'm doing alright, getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I gotta wear shades.
study nuclear science. I love my classes. I got a crazy teacher who wears dark glasses. Things are going great, and they're only getting better. I'm doing alright, getting good grades. The future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I gotta wear shades. I gotta wear shades. I gotta wear shades. Timbuk 3. I gotta wear shades. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, that's the show tonight. I want to thank you all for coming by. I got a few announcements, so stick around. Don't go yet. Few announcements. Okay, first of all, let me go through my normal stuff. Let me know what you think. I love to hear feedback. This is show number 7. I'm still designing it, developing it. I'd like to know what you think. If there's any difference, again, right balance between information and the songs. Do you just want to hear more songs? Do you like the information? No, just let me know what you think. I'm posting another video on Monday. And for those of you who are country fans, it's going to be a country tune. Oh, by the way, if you like what you're seeing and you want to buy me a drink, you want to buy me a coffee, you can stop off on my home page. Up on the right-hand corner, there's a little PayPal. You can buy me a coffee, buy me a drink if you'd like, just to help pay for all this stuff. No obligation, but if you'd like to, thank you very much. Please follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Share the video. Please smash that like button. It does help my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And so I'm going to, here's the announcement I have, the other announcement. And that is, excuse me. I've been doing this show every other Wednesday. And it's really hard to do this show every Wednesday because there's a lot of work that goes into putting the show together. I enjoy the work, but it's a lot of work. But some people are missing, hey, where are you on Wednesday? You weren't on Wednesday. And that's because every other Wednesday I take off. So what we're going to do is one Wednesday we'll have the show, like tonight. And then the next Wednesday, we're just going to have a happy hour call-in at 8 o'clock. And I'll have the ability to bring guests in, and you can talk, and we can just talk about music, talk about what's going on with you, going on with your channel, just a general discussion. No more than an hour or however long it takes, but we'll limit it to an hour. So next Wednesday, I believe it's the 8th, we'll have my first Wednesdays with Wendell Live. It'll be a happy hour. Hope you can stop by and make that. And again, I want to encourage you, give me feedback, give me your questions, or if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And the next show, next Wednesdays with Wendell Live, is going to be April, let's find it here. What is it? April 15th at 8 o'clock. And before I say goodbye, let me just check the chat one more time. Jelly, thank you so much. Paul, again, thank you for coming by. I'm so glad you could stay up. Pia, thank you so much for helping people to say hit the like button. Drone Bum, again, thank you for coming by. Susan, I'm always so happy to see you. Noggy, way to go. I love it. Rick, again, thanks for coming by. See if I missed anybody. Roger was here. I'm not sure if he's still here or not, but thanks so much, Roger, for coming by. You folks have a great week. And as I always say, in a world where you can choose to be anything, you can choose to be anything. Choose to be kind. All righty. We'll see you in another week. And don't forget, stop by on Monday for my next video. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.